Hello and welcome so much to my show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's an honor.
I'm so excited that you're here. You know, I know that you go by two different names, and I'm not sure whether to call you Eun-jeong or EJ. Which do you prefer?
EJ.
EJ.
Yes. I introduced myself Eun-jeong first, and then explain my name is just like learning bicycle. If you learn bicycle once, you never ever forget. If you remember my name, you never ever forget. So not only you're smart, and then you will remember forever.
Fantastic.
But yeah, my simple version of my name is EJ.
EJ, okay. So I'll switch it around in the middle of the interview then.
Let me check.
Sounds good. Well, let me introduce you and myself to our viewers who are watching. Hello everyone, I'm Susan Lee MacDonald and welcome back to the interview. Do you like food? Yeah, if you're a person, most likely you'll like food. And who doesn't like home cooking, especially good cooking? Now, our guest today, Eun-jeong, is going to show you how amazing cooking can be. And she's an incredibly trained chef, and we've got a lot of great stories to hear from her life.
A graduate with honors from Le Cordon Bleu, the former chef for the Playboy Mansion, the CEO of Be Delicious Food Lab. Chef E.J. Jeong is a magician in the kitchen who has won international acclaim from critics and media. She entered the world of culinary arts in her late 20s and worked her way to the top of the class at the notoriously rigorous Le Cordon Bleu. Rather than five-star hotels, Jeong chose to work at the Playboy Mansion, where she was able to establish her presence as a chef. Jeong's tireless work and her soul food became famous nationwide, and she was approached by Suzanne Goin and Tyler Florence, two of America's greatest chefs. She soon opened the Korean bistro Cham in Pasadena, California, which became the first Korean restaurant to continue its success past 6 months in the area. E.J. Jeong continues to push herself to new boundaries each day. Even with her success, her day begins earlier than that of anyone else.
In the morning, the bunny girls come down to the kitchen, always ask, honey, they call everybody honey. Honey, could you please cook white egg scramble? Do you know my advice?
Absolutely,
First advice, do not open restaurant.
Join me, Susan Lee MacDonald, and watch as she shares some of her culinary tricks with Arirang viewers and tells the story of her successes and failures, as well as the secret to reaching the heart through the stomach on this week's The Interview.
So again, welcome to the show. And what brings you here to Korea? I know that you live back in the US.
Yes.
And so what brings you here?
There's a corporate chance to have a business with the people who really interested in detox or the new trend in America.
Like detoxing?
Yes.
So is this for like, you know, people who are on drugs or alcohol, or is it more for kind of health
More
reasons?
health, yeah, more lighter version. Want to start this new year in the light way. Also, you want to make your body cleaner. Yes.
I want to ask you a question that I know a lot of people will want to know. Now, Playboy Mansion and Eun-jeong as a chef at the Playboy Mansion. How did that connection happen? Because when people think of the Playboy Mansion, they think of the beautiful women and they think of, you know, the crazy wild parties that must go on there. And it's on the list of every single young man to try to climb over that wall to see what's happening there.
That's exactly what was happening.
Really?
Yes.
And you became a chef there.
Yeah.
Tell us that story.
While I was studying in Cordon Bleu, I had a chance to know about the Playboy Mansion. They have not only big party. In order to have that big party, they bring all the fancy ingredients from the world. Hugh Hefner loved to have fancy food.
Really?
He liked to eat the best exquisite ingredient to have for his party. Not only his lunch or dinner, or for his guests. So I thought, oh my God, if I work Playboy Mansion, I can see I can touch, I can learn all that fancy ingredient.
Right.
So that's the reason I didn't choose a 5-star restaurant, hotel, such as Ritz-Carlton. I chose something different.
You know, I think that that was probably a really smart decision because given that everyone who graduates from a really exclusive school like the Cordon Bleu would go to a 5-star restaurant, a 5-star hotel, and they're either in the Italian section and French, and they're limited to what they can do.
Exactly.
But you probably had the amazing opportunity to try all kinds of cuisine cooking at that place.
That was happening. First day when I stepped to Playboy Mansion, chef brought me to the big room. Has a 5 refrigerator door.
Yes.
He showed me open inside. Showed me that inside or the fridge was cheese. He asked me, "Do you like cheese?" I said, "Not really. You know, Korean don't like cheese. We eat kimchi." They said, "Oh, really? Okay. Why don't you try this? Why don't you try that?" And just before 5 minutes, I already start to like cheese.
Really?
Then after, I have to eat all the 600 kind of cheese. I have to memorize and then tell what it tastes like. That was an amazing experience.
Incredible.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen after eating cheese 1 week? You can go to the bathroom.
You get constipated.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Well, it was such an experience.
So at the Playboy Mansion, you had not only the opportunity to learn about all kinds of cheeses, but all kinds of other cuisines that you might not have been used to before. What were some things that the main folks at the Playboy Mansion at that time, what did they like?
Not only fancy foods such as foie gras, but what else? I can name only foie gras.
Pastas maybe?
Yeah, or everything, very fancy French style. But they also love the cookie.
Cookies?
Yes. It's nobody knows this story. There is a room, it's a big closet, it's maybe 10 drawers, all filled with different kind of cookie. We have a cookie chef who comes who comes every night, cooks baked only cookies. So you can find any kind of cookie. There are secret. You have no mother's recipe. Thin oatmeal cookie, chocolate chip cookie, white chocolate chip cookie, anything.
Oh my goodness.
So, or the bunny girl comes to the kitchen and they're sneaking inside the room and then they eat a lot of cookies too. Not only that, in the morning, the bunny girls come down to the kitchen, always ask, "Honey," they call everybody honey. "Honey, could you please cook white egg scramble?" Something like that. That is a normal. Also, every Sunday night, there's a movie night. So not only Hugh Hefner, there's a lot of famous movie star, and then friends come to have a dinner.
I imagine that security is really, really tight there.
Yes.
Do you have any photos from your time like cooking there or things that you've prepared for the guests?
Yeah, whenever we start to work in the Playboy Mansion, everybody have to sign, "I'm not gonna take any picture. I can't." Yes, you have to sign. You have to sign. But I have a couple picture. I sneaking in, take a picture when they have a 50 years party, anniversary party.
So it's a confidentiality agreement, but we're not going to get you in trouble, I hope.
I hope so. So whenever I mention I work in the Playboy Mansion, every man has the same reaction. They said, "Playboy Mansion? Tell me about it." What's going on over there? They're 50 years old or 70 years old, 20 years old. Everybody has the same reaction. Please tell me what's going on over there. I'm wishing to climb over to the mansion.
And what about women's responses?
Jealous.
They're jealous, yeah. Now, did you have to dress up in the bunny suit too while you're cooking?
No, we have to wear whatever. We have a white jacket and then black pants, nothing fancy. So, we always cooking in the kitchen, not too many chances.
That would be kind of dangerous to wear the bunny outfit while you're cooking, French fries.
They're just far away from the bunnies. We are not the bunny. Yes.
I imagine that working with people who are really not only choosing the best kinds of quality food, but they enjoy having lots of parties, that you must have learned so much more than you've ever even dreamed of. What were some of the things that you had never seen before, food-wise, that you now like to make as a result of your experience there?
These days, a lot of people using different kind of salt. Now you see the pink salt and then fluid salt and the very fancy salt. But that time, over 10 years ago, they already started using very fancy salt. Not only have a real fancy ingredient, the vegetable I never seen before, that the fancy small one, they already start to use that time. And then that salt, fluid salt, and the very fancy butter. They focus to use basic, best ingredient. That's what I learned, and then learned that that's very important for cooking.
After the Playboy Mansion, where did you go?
While I was working the Playboy Mansion, there's a restaurant named AOC.
How did you find out about working there?
AOC, let me start from this story. Before I started with Cordon Bleu, I had the chance to read a newspaper article. I think it's a New York Times or LA Times. It was an article about the chef Jeong Eun-jeong, who from the Brown University, and from the really good family in Los Angeles. Even though she studied something else in Brown, she pursued her career as a chef. She studied a very famous restaurant. She doesn't mind what people think about what Ivy Leaguer should do. She just pursued what she loved to do. When I read about her article, it was, oh my God, one day I want to work with her. I want to next to her. I want to talk with her. I want to learn something. But exactly, Jeong Eun-jeong's restaurant, AOC, they called me. They give me
called you?
Yeah, they give me a chance to work in the AOC. It was such an honor.
That's incredible. I mean, I imagine that you had a pretty good reputation as a student at Le Cordon Bleu because you're one of the top of the class, am I right?
Yeah, one of the top. I can say I'm the only one.
You probably were the top, but
who knows?
And how is it that from Le Cordon Bleu and the Playboy Mansion, did they find out about you?
I think a lot of instructor, teacher who taught me the cooking. Also, they always watching me what I was doing, how early I come to the school, how I prepare the class, the way attitude, my passion. I think that they remember my name, and whenever they have a chance to the best top restaurant, they always give me my name. That's why I had a chance to work in AOC.
Wow. Well, I imagine that you have an incredible work ethic. And what was it like for you when you were working not only at the Playboy Mansion, but even as a student?
I didn't think that I was working. I just happy to go to school every day. I just I couldn't sleep the night before. I really want to go to school as early as possible.
Wow.
It's like my heart is jumping whenever I think about the next day, what I'm gonna make, what I'm gonna learn. I couldn't sleep. That's why I go to school so early.
So how early did you go to school?
I go to school like crazy hour, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then school started at 8 a.m. As soon as the school
the doors
opened,
even open?
Yes, it's crazy hour.
Wow. And so when you went there early, what did you do before all the students and teachers came?
Just wash whatever vegetable I need to prep for that day. We learned each like 5 recipes, 7 recipes. I prepared all the vegetables and then wash carrot like 3 times. Perfect with some flour and everything I prepped.
Incredible. So is that work ethic that the professors remembered and they recommended you to work at AOC with your dream mentor?
Yes, exactly.
Now, you're mentioning sauces, and I know that that's one of your specialties. Tell us about what is involved with making a sauce, and what's your philosophy with sauces?
Sauce is exactly for the makeup for the woman. Makeup for the woman enhances their beauty, enhances our beauty. If a lot of makeup make you look worse than before. But sauce is exactly like that food.
Interesting.
Like exactly good sauce for the food enhance all the ingredients, make it taste so good. You don't want to put too much. That's exactly the philosophy of my.
That's a great. I love that analogy of sauce being like makeup is for a woman's face?
How's my makeup
Oh, it looks
today?
great. Well, you know, with speaking of makeup, for any TV show that we do, there's a little bit extra makeup because of the lighting. I normally don't have this much makeup on in my regular life, but
definitely we need it.
Yeah, it's hard to go out as a woman, without any makeup on. Now, do you ever cook any kind of vegetarian type foods?
Yes, definitely.
Like what?
A lot of salad, also Korean food. There's a lot of vegetable dishes.
That's so
true. One of the dishes is a bibimbap.
It's Korea's national food aside from kimchi, right?
Yes.
So bibimbap actually means mixed rice, and that's with lots of vegetables, and sometimes they put in an egg or sometimes other kinds of meat. But how do you prepare your bibimbap?
Especially, I learned that people love the hot bibimbap. We call it dorso bibimbap.
Yes.
But dorso is very hard to get. If you live in Los Angeles, it's easy to get it. But if you live in some other country, but middle state in America, it's very hard to get.
It's like kind of like cast iron. It's like a black kind of
stone pot. So if you don't have a stone pot, you have to give a bibimbap, hot stone bibimbap. I don't think so. But everybody in the pantry, everybody has a hot iron pan. Skillet. So I have an idea, why don't we use the skillet, iron skillet?
Oh, that's so fascinating.
You can make a bibimbap so easy with that hot iron skillet.
Where does all that creativity come from? It must come from someplace, and I'm curious because you seem like a very artistic person. You seem like you have all these different ideas and different experiences, but where does that creativity come from?
I think it's not only from the travel, see the different culture, different friend, making the new friend, and they get inside of their life, and they're learning new culture. Give me a lot of ideas.
Nice.
Not only that, from my real life, always aware. What's easier? I don't wanna say I don't, but I would like to make the food something easy and accessible. You want to eat every day. You want to eat today, or you want to eat tomorrow again. Not like the food you eat only once a year anniversary. That's my idea.
So accessible.
What is easier?
Yeah, accessible for someone like myself. I really do enjoy cooking, but I'm not really good at cooking for just one person, and I don't like cooking just for one person. I like cooking for many people, so I kind of overdo it, and then I get exhausted after cooking.
That's why you don't cook next 1 year.
That's right. For big things, someone's big birthday or Thanksgiving. But do you have any recommendations for someone like myself who just cooks just only a little bit at a time?
The best food for yourself is the Korean food.
Yes.
Making the miyoko one pot and eating every day miyoko is good for you.
That's probably really good for my skin too, right?
Yes, exactly.
Very cool. Well, EJ, I know that we've got a bunch of food back there, and I am so excited to have you kind of show us your incredible skills. So would you mind if we went back there and you showed us your thing?
Yeah, definitely. I love to.
Okay, fantastic. Chef, I am so excited that you have all this food in front of us, and I have some high expectations from you.
Yes, get ready.
Okay, great. So what are we going to be making first?
So there is a dish stuffed mushroom, very famous traditional hors d'oeuvre, finger food. But it's a lot of meat made out of butter and then heavy ingredients.
Yeah, it's a little bit too heavy to eat too many.
Yes.
Yeah, not as healthy, right?
Yeah, that's not healthy. Maybe that's the point. You don't want to eat too much.
Yeah.
So I created this dish. Why not? Why don't I make the dish out of pork bulgogi? Such a great and fun and tasteful Korean dish.
Definitely.
Yes, spicy and a little sweet. Stuffed with the mushroom. Mushroom just born as like a little cup.
Yeah.
So I will stuff it with this
very cool.
pork bulgogi.
Great.
It's very easy. Just
So you just cut off the stems and put this on the pan. Great.
Just olive oil.
Wow. Spreading it on thick. I love olive oil. There's something really magical.
Yeah, it's not
about
mine. You can use as much as you want. Just a little bit of salt. It's a black pepper.
Ah, great.
Black pepper.
Okay.
It looks very professional when
It
you do that.
It does.
We'll go to the oven. So I think while we cooking mushroom,
Yep.
we should cook some pork bulgogi.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So how does one make the pork bulgogi? What type of ingredients go into making this?
Yeah, thin sliced pork mixed with the red pepper. You need a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of sweeteners, and then that's it. But today I'm gonna add a little bit of yuja.
Oh,
This is just yuja tea,
okay.
but I like to add here. It's a little of a winter flavor and there's
Interesting.
sweetness.
Now, most people in Korea use this yuja for teas.
Yes.
They'll put hot water in the yuja, but wow, you're using it in food ingredients. So this is what's going to go inside of the mushrooms.
Yes.
Now, does this have a lot of garlic as well?
Just a little bit, not
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
They say that food, it tastes so much different if you can't smell it. So smelling is kind of part of the whole enjoyment of the experience.
Also, smelling comes with your memory. When you think about your young age, it always comes with that smells, your memory, and everything comes together.
Wow. Even though our viewers can't see our staff who are all behind the cameras, I can just see them like salivating and they're drooling. Everyone's like looking at this food more than they've ever looked at anything else that we've filmed. Wow, isn't that right?
That's it. So we should just enjoy it, and then.
Oh, that looks so good. May I have a piece?
Yeah, please
Okay.
do.
Wonderful. Let me have one little bit. All right, so this is my first taste. Delicious.
Yeah.
I know my mother taught me never to eat with my mouth full, but she didn't think that I'd be on TV eating food. EJ, that was a delicious little hors d'oeuvre that you just made, and I can't wait for us to be finished with the show so I can have a little bit more of that. Now, what are you going to show us now?
So I'm gonna make a chimichurri sauce. Chimichurri sauce is Argentinian sauce,
Nice.
but it's made out of parsley, a lot of herb.
Okay.
But sometimes I have a hard time finding or those kind of parsley, different herb in Korea. So why don't I use the sesame leaves?
Oh, nice.
So sesame leaves mixed with the parsley and a little bit of lemon, it will be perfect.
Oh, how nice. Wow.
Yeah, it's just easy.
So you're going to show us how to make a sauce then?
Yes, I already chopped some sesame leaves.
Okay.
And then,
I can smell it already. It's delicious.
So also, when I make the sauce, a lot of people ask, "Oh my God, how many spoons is that?" That's not important, really. So if they add 3 spoons, and the 2 spoons is really not a big deal.
So you're kind of grating the lemon rind to put inside.
Yeah, only yellow part gives
Okay.
a little hint.
We've got the sesame leaf chopped in, we've got the lemon rind shaved in, and the parsley. And what do you add to kind of make it a sauce?
Lemon juice and the olive oil, salt and pepper. I think we should have some spicy red pepper. It will be nice.
I'd like to have a little taste.
Sure.
Possible.
Just a little bit too.
Okay. Oh, it's so fresh. I love it.
Yeah.
And the addition of the sesame leaf is really, really flavorful.
Yeah.
I love that.
There's no way to eat this much of parsley and.
Now, what is this that we have in your hand here?
This is tuna.
Oh.
It's not the fancy part of tuna. It's not just inside, just any part you can get any market.
Okay. And it looks like you've cooked the outside of it a little bit.
Yes, seared tuna. I add black sesame, just regular sesame, salt and pepper.
Okay.
And then dab outside, and then cook in the very high heat
I
pan.
see.
Only 30 seconds each side, 30 seconds.
Now, how long will a sauce like this last?
It depends on your taste. Some people like the very fresh made chimichurri sauce. Some people like the 1 month old chimichurri sauce. Just like we eat kimchi, a different flavor.
So no preservatives necessary
No,
to keep it
not
okay?
at all. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Would you like to try one?
I would love to try one. Let's see. I'll take this with both hands.
How is it?
It's fantastic.
Let me taste it too.
There's something wonderful about having the additional pomegranate on there. But the seasoning is really something special. It's not overpowering. You can still taste the tuna. And I think I might have a little bit more, if you don't mind. Okay, does any of my staff want to try some of these delicious hors d'oeuvres? Okay, come on over here. What do you think? All right.
Beef.
Yes, babe, ready to go. What do you think?
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
One more, please. One more.
One more?
please.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you worked so hard. You deserve another one. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Actually, why am I saying you're welcome? I didn't even make it. I'm sorry, I don't mean to take credit from you at all.
Being an assistant is hard.
Oh my goodness. We're going to switch gears a little bit and go into talking about who you are as a person, because we know a little bit about your professional life, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. But I think a lot of people want to know, how does someone choose this path, and who is Eun-jeong? Who is Jeong Eun-jeong?
Okay. I was born in Busan and then grew up in Seoul.
Okay.
Then my parents let me study a lot of different things. Start from the Hanguk Korean dance.
Oh, the traditional dance.
So everybody laugh at me whenever I said that. Really?
you look lovely.
Especially when I was young, when little chubbier than like now. And then I learned that the dancing is not for me. Then one day my parents brought me to the new, harp.
Wow, your parents got you a harp.
Yeah, a harp.
Like an actual harp.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's something wow. I learned. I thought until that time harp is only for the angel. But one day harp is.
What are you talking about? You're an angel right here.
Thank you. But harp for me. But I had a chance to learn harp.
Wow.
But whenever I say that again, there is a different reaction. My friends say, "Oh, so your house was a little rich," but that's not the point. My parents trying really hard to get me into something. They wanted me to find something I have a passion for it.
Interesting. So you started off with doing some art,
Korean dancing.
some Korean dancing, and then you did some music with the harp. Isn't that a really hard instrument? I mean, it looks so majestic, but like with all the pedals.
Pedal is crazy. You have to know. You have to play piano really well. You have to have such a great sense for the music. But I'm not the only one. My harp teacher quietly said to my parents, I don't think Eun-jeong can. Eun-jeong really enjoy harp.
Oh,
Why don't
no.
you find something else?
So then what did you do after the harp?
Then after I go to the drawing, art.
Okay.
The
So you went to drawing school, like art school?
Yeah, because I was in the art school, I have to have something. So there's no choice. So I started art. That was also hard too, because a lot of my friends do the, they spend 10 years for drawing. But I suddenly jumped the 1 month ago, I couldn't catch them.
Oh, wow.
So I ask my friends, whenever I have a test, asked my friend, why don't you put something? So when they do the little touch, my drawing changed totally.
Wow.
Nowadays, that my friends became very famous artists and the professor. Yes.
So you tried to find what you might have a passion for, and your parents seemed to be very open. They didn't make you stay in something that you didn't enjoy or didn't like.
Looks like very open. I can tell they was devastated. Oh my God, Eun-jeong, she cannot do anything. No dancing, no harp, no drawing. What can you do? Okay, study. That's why I went to the high school for the foreign language high school.
Okay.
That's
And so you went to a foreign language high school and learned English there? Or did you learn a different language?
Oh, we learned Japanese. I learned Japanese and English.
I see. So after foreign language school, then you went to a regular university?
So I chose the early childhood education.
Okay.
So after 4 years college, you have to go to the kindergarten, have to finish 1 month of the substitute teacher.
I see.
Then after 1 month, the director called me and said that, Eun-jeong, because of you, a lot of our students, the kids, don't want to come to the kindergarten. What's going on with you?
No.
Why don't you change your major? But after 4 years, there's no way to change your career. You change your major, right?
Wow.
So I thought, okay, I can't teach kindergartner. Why I study something else? That's why I choose to study art therapy in the state.
Well, let's go back a little bit. You said something a little interesting. After a month of being in school with kindergartners and teaching them, you studied 4 years, and the director says, I'm sorry, the kids don't want to go to school. You must have felt a lot of things at that time.
Yes.
How did you feel?
I feel like I stand up end of the cliff. There's nothing I can do. What can I do? I don't know how can I express in English. What's in Korean terms for the ogi. Yeah, I have to do something.
Yeah.
I was devastated.
Wow. Well, I'm so sorry that you felt that way at the time, but my goodness, if you had been really good at dancing or in the harp, in music, in drawing, in maybe teaching kindergartners, then so many people would be missing out on this incredible talent of yours. So from a young age, you didn't cook, and then later on, after trying 4 or 5 different things, you finally found your passion. And when you found your passion, what did that feel like? Did you feel like you came home?
That is exactly I feel like I met someone I love. I feel like I fall in love with someone. I fall in love with the cooking. That's make my heart jumping every night.
Wow. When you described before that going to school at Le Cordon Bleu and you couldn't sleep the night before, you came several hours before the school started, that doesn't happen unless you are absolutely passionate about something. And did you think that you had it in you to do that?
I never knew until I really faced that moment. I never knew.
I imagine that a lot of people come to you and they are praising your cooking, saying, oh my gosh, we love your sauces, we love these foods that you've created. What kind of advice can you give to people who really want to follow their passions?
Follow the passion, not only for cooking anything, just pursue it, don't give up, don't listen any other people's advice, just the focus. I think that's only one thing I can say. Just focus. Don't forget what you love. Don't make your heart jump. My best advice is don't listen other people's advice. Just focus your heart. That's my advice.
That's really good advice. You know, I can relate to that on some level because as someone who has been in broadcasting for a number of years, there's never been one day where I wake up and I say, I don't ever want to do this work. Every single day before coming to the station or coming to a shoot, doesn't matter how early, how cold, how hot, I'm always so excited. I'm probably usually the first person here.
Oh, you're the lucky one.
And I'm so excited to do this. And so I can definitely relate to that, that desire to do something that you love to do.
Yeah.
This is where the day begins in Korea. This is the fisheries market in Garakdong, Seoul. Even in the freezing weather, they were able to spot a friendly face, the ever so diligent chef Jeong.
아무리 저희가 음식을 오랫동안 했어도 음식 재료를 모르면은 이 로컬에 맞는 음식을 만들어낼 수가 없어요. 가락시장에도 자주 오고요. 미국에서도 보통 밤 12시에 시장이 열리거든요. 그래서 6시 반은 아무것도 아니에요, 사실.
Jeong's pace quickens as she looks around the vast market, like a child in a candy store. For Chef Jeong, this is a market for ingredients, as well as an important learning experience.
이런 거 봐지, 이런 거.
못 봤어, 이게 뭐예요?
홍어 알집이야. 나도 어렸을 적에 보고 이거를 못 봤어.
어떻게 먹는 거예요?
이거 좀 쪄먹기도 하고 구워먹기도 하고.
근데 항상 생선 잡으면 홍어가 항상 있는데 왜 귀해요?
없어. 그렇게 나도 어렸을 적에 보고 이거 지금 보는 거예요.
그러니까 생선이 홍어마다 이게 항상 나오는 게 아닌가 봐요.
산란철에만 큰 것들만 나오는 거예요.
The produce coming in from all corners of Korea include ingredients that could never be found abroad. For Jeong, it is fascinating to find ingredients that can only be found in a particular season in Korea.
한국 식재료는 정확한 사계절 때문에 봄, 여름, 가을, 겨울 때문에 계절에 따라서 너무나 많은 재료 변화가 많잖아요. 근데 특히 미국을 다 그렇진 않지만 캘리포니아 같은 곳은 식재료의 변화가 거의 없는 편이에요, 사실은. 모든 재료를 구할 수가 있거든요. 그래서 셰프인 저 입장에서는 이런 한국같이 다양한 재료를 접할 수 있는 게 훨씬 더 신이 나죠. 새로운 재료로 계속 음식을 만들 수가 있고 옷 갈아입는 것처럼.
Her next destination is the fruits and vegetables market. This is where she can find fresh produce, even in the dead of winter.
그렇죠. 밤새도록 하시는 거죠. 이제 몇 시에 들어가세요?
이제 일찍 나온 사람들 한 10시에 들어가.
형님 많이 파세요. 예. 정말 살아있다라는 느낌, 살고 있다라는 느낌. 또 다들 열심히들 사시잖아요. 새벽에 일찍 나오셔서. 그래서 많이 자극받아요.
Her pace quickens as she looks around the market, and she is only stopped by the various ingredients. For her, there is no time for simply looking around.
어디야말로 정말 한국에 다른 나라에 가면요, 일단 그 주위에 유명한 레스토랑이나 오래된 마켓들 있잖아요. 시장 위주로 관광을 일단 한 다음에 시간이 나오면 그 근처에 있는 유명한 유적지를 가는 이런 이상한 순서대로 여행을 해요.
Soon, she arrives at a part of the market where she can find imported goods, from decorative flowers to rare vegetables. Jeong is not tired. She's actually more energized as she talks with the merchants.
사장님, 왜 이런 것도요, 사장님 손가락만한 거 있어요. 있으세요? 이거는 금방 물러요, 단점이. 이거는 2, 3일이면 시커멓게 돼가지고서요. 네?
The merchants are amazed at the level of knowledge that Chef Jeong demonstrates as she barters with them. For Chef Jeong, each day is a gift granted to her by her endless efforts and challenges.
일단 첫 번째로 자기가 좋아하는 패션이 있는 걸 찾아냈다는 것 자체가 저는 축복이라고 생각해요. 많은 사람들이 무엇을 자기가 좋아하는지 어떤 것에 패션이 있는지조차 모르는 사람들이 많이 있잖아요, 사실. 그냥 다른 누가 뭘 해야 되기 때문에 공부를 하는 사람들도 많고. 그래서 일단 그 패션을 찾아낸 것에 대한 걸 축복이라고 생각하고 그 어떠한 다른 뭐 충고나 시련이 있어도 포기하지 않았으면 좋겠어요.
After a long day, Chef Jeong arrives at a dermatology clinic in Noongu, Seoul. What is a chef doing at a dermatology clinic? She is attending a meeting about customized diets for consumers with various health conditions.
건강을 위해서는 음식이 상당히 중요합니다. 근데 이런 그 음식을 환자들한테 제공하기 위해서 어떤 정형화된 포뮬라가 필요하고 노하우가 필요합니다. 그래서 일을 잘 할 수 있는 그 사람이 정은정 셰프라고 생각하게 되었습니다. 딱 그 환자한테 맞게.
For Chef Jeong, looking around marketplaces is always another lesson in how to combine culinary arts with medicine.
그런 거 없이 특히 디톡스를 할 때 영양분이 상당히 중요한데요. 피쉬 중에서도 뭐 셀몬 같은 거 있죠. 셀몬이나 뭐 블랙코드 이런 것을 먹으면은 적당한 단백질이 몸에 필요로 할 때 적당히 채워집니다.
After the meeting, the dermatologist gets a taste of Chef Jeong's amazing concoctions. Are there any difficulties in working with specialists in other fields?
완전히 생소하다고는 할 수 없어요. 하지만 어떤 프로그램이든 프로젝트든 공부를 많이 해야 되고 연구를 많이 해야 돼요. 이것도 그런 점에서 저는 충분히 가능하다고 생각하거든요. 그래서 또 하나의 도전이 아닐까 하는 점에서 모든 전문가들의 도움을 저도 또 받으면서 진행하고 있어요.
Chef Jeong's endless energy and efforts are driven not by money and fame, but by a pure passion for cooking. Her creations always seek to touch and heal the heart and soul of those who will taste them. This sincere love of the culinary arts is what has made it possible for her to stand where she is today.
Getting back to food, you not only went to Le Cordon Bleu, you were at the Playboy Mansion, you were at AOC, and you now have worked as a consultant with a lot of different people, right? Yes. And tell us about your work as a consultant.
It happened organically, very naturally. While I'm working this and that place, I observed a lot of new techniques and then new point of view. Then people approached me, whoever tastes my food approached me, ask what to do for their new venture, new ideas. That's why I started business for the consulting.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. So what was your first client like?
First client was wanted to open Japanese restaurant, but wanted to some combined Korean, a little bit of combined, but they don't want to look like a Korean, but doesn't know what to do, but really want to have a restaurant because.
What types of people have you encountered that want to go into the restaurant business? Because from what I imagine, it's a really tough business.
Yes.
You've got a lot of competition, and the owners, if they're not chefs themselves, they have to rely on a main chef, and that's got to be a little nerve-wracking to know that if that person isn't there, the business will not go on that night, and then you'll lose a lot of customers.
Do you know my advice?
Absolutely.
First advice: do not open restaurant unless you are the chef. I strongly recommend you have to know the food.
I see.
You have to love the food. Not only you have money to open restaurant, that's not even 10%.
Wow.
That's my advice.
That's actually great advice. And specifically, you worked with helping create a Korean restaurant in the States called Cham.
Yes.
Tell us about how that idea came about.
Cham Korean Bistro is one of my clients approached me. She have a dream for Korean food. It was like back in the 4 years ago. She have a vision for the Korean food. It will have a big time in the state. So why don't we start something? So we had a R&D, research and develop time about 8 months.
Quite a long time.
Yeah, she had a big company, had like 80 to 100 employees, all different race, or from the French, Americans, you name it, all the different. So not only cooking for them, we R&D everyday different Korean food and they feed them to see, monitor them, what they think about the food.
Interesting. Wow. So what were the most popular kinds of Korean food for people who had never experienced Korean food?
Never ever had it. I think it's a bibimbap. It's such an expected answer, but it's a bibimbap.
Huh.
So you can entertain any people who loves vegetable to the meat eater. That's the bibimbap.
And what were some of the more unusual kind of twists on Korean food that you did there?
And so the taste, everything is original flavor, but the way we serve is the contemporary. I say the Korean hipster style.
Oh, okay.
Yes. There was the Cham. You know the Cham?
Oh, yes.
People think that before we started Cham in the Cham, they don't want to eat Cham in the lunchtime. Who's gonna eat the red lettuce, vegetable, lettuce in the doenjang and the rice?
Right.
Nobody wanna get dirty
It's
their
kind
hand.
of like a tortilla, but instead of using a flour or corn tortilla, you use a lettuce and put the food inside, right?
So we serve meat, different hot plate, and then I serve the different kind of catnip and then butter lettuce and everything called the Cham garden.
Aha.
So people say, Cham garden. What's the garden? Exactly, that's a garden. You can find all vegetables here.
Interesting.
So we teach them, we taught them, every one of our clients how to eat Cham. That's what they mesmerize. They love to how to, they enjoy so much each wrap that they put their mouth inside.
It's healthy.
Yes.
It's kind of like diet food. It's organic, right? And
feel very happy.
Yeah.
A lot of vegetable. They don't mind to get their hand get dirty. Who doesn't know what to do, who have a passion for something but not enough for the money or the bunch of excuse. You know what you like, but people always has an excuse. Oh, not enough money, because of that, because this. That I want to be a mentor, give them advice like there's nothing important than you find your passion, put everything onto it. I want to be a mentor, someone like that.
You also had a chance to work with a television program back in the U.S.
Yeah.
I'd like to learn more about that.
That you have to also hear this story. Before, much before I go to school,
Yes.
the Food Network in the state started showing Food 911. The main host was Chef Tyler Florence. When I watched him, Tyler Florence, he's really good chef. I would like to work with him one day. Also, I love to have a chance to talk in front of TV about my experience of cooking to everyone.
Yes.
Then later, the Food Network called me through the school. They're looking for the food stylist and the West Coast side. So I can believe, who is this? And then what's the program name? And the Food 911.
Did you think that it was maybe a prank call?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. It's not happening. This is not real, but that was real.
Wow. So what did you do after that phone call?
I just ran to the studio. There was really Tyler Florence was there. I had a chance to work with the amazing staff of Food Network TV, Food 911 team. Such a fun experience.
To do the kind of work that you do, it must take a lot of stamina, and to stand on your feet for 10+ hours at a time, cooking and preparing. You've got to have basic good health to be able to do so, I imagine.
A lot of chefs neglect, they have to work out, they have to fit, because they already work so many hours in the kitchen, stand up physically hard.
Yes.
They think that there's no time for the workout, maintain their health, but I don't think so. I think first thing you have to do is maintain your health, look healthy.
Yes.
So if I look really not healthy, I can maintain myself. How can I recommend my food? Say that if you eat my food, you will get healthy. It's not gonna work.
Wow.
I'm trying really hard to work out every day.
So what do you do to keep fit?
I do a lot of push-up. I can
Really?
bet I can make as many as push-up to any step here.
That's why your arms are so nice. Can you do a little?
Yeah, like this.
Oh my gosh! I just saw a muscle there. Once again, our camera.
Yeah, like this.
Wow.
So if whoever want to push up with me, I can do it right now.
Oh.
It looks like nobody.
Yeah, no one's volunteering, and I'm keeping quiet about that too. So keeping in really great shape is a priority for you, it seems.
Yes, key.
Wow.
Very important.
Wow. EJ, it's been such a pleasure talking with you. You are such a joy. You have so much energy, and just having had a chance to talk to you today, I can see why your customers and your clients want to come back to you. You're just so down to earth, and I think that they're able to feel your sincerity through your cooking and through your consulting. So I really wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing all about your new book if it comes out.
Yeah, thank you.
And all your new adventures. Great.
Yeah.